Today's show is sponsored by the Daddy Daughter Dynamic, The Path to Healing. It is a collaborative work by 13 women called the Power 13. These women share their stories of how they each traveled the road to forgiveness, healing, self awareness, and most importantly, self love. Thank you, Daddy Daughter Dynamics, for sponsoring today's show. Hello, welcome to Talk to Me. I'm your host, Brenda Warren, the Solutionist. I see things other people often miss. I'm excited today to have a very, very special guest, someone I call my friend. I have none other than Dr. Denise Sincere. She is a with PhD in metaphysical science. That's a mouthful, you guys, and I had to practice that, so I had to tell you the truth about it. She is certified in neurocoding. She's a certified neurocoding specialist. She's a Marine Corps veteran, a former police officer. Yeah, she busy, y'all. She's a personal development consultant and is currently a global wellness mentor and coach. She works with purpose driven leaders like myself to help them confidently transform their stressed out lives to become better leaders. She coaches us to learn how to enhance our wellness so we can enjoy living our legacy. She is an amazing woman with so many talents, and I am honored that she took the time out of her busy schedule to come with me, even though I'm still on vacation. Shh, don't tell nobody, and talk to you about how to reset your wellness because, baby, this past week I had the opportunity to reset mine, and it would have never happened without the mentorship and the coaching from Dr. Denise Sincere. Dr. Sincere, I'd like to welcome you to the show. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Good to be here with you, Brenda. How are you doing?
I'm doing much better. I'm feeling majorly relaxed.
Good.
And although my vacation doesn't officially end until Monday, I wanted to come on here today and talk to everybody about how having conversations with you, because even coaches need coaches, and being able to sit with your tutelage, I was able to actually take a step back and reset myself so that I can be a better leader, so that I can enjoy the legacy that I say I want to present to the world, and so that I can show up as the best version of myself. Before we get into that, is there anything you'd like to just add about the importance of resetting as we move forward?
Yes, well, just really quick, resetting is something that I think no matter what you do in life, whether you're a leader or you're just someone who's just trying to improve yourself over time, is you have to inspect what you expect. And so that's where resetting comes in, is really taking evaluation of where you are, especially if you know that you're off track or you need to make some changes. And that's why resetting is really important, is to reevaluate, make the necessary changes and to forge forward. So
Now, Dr. Denise, there seems to be a delay, and I'm not sure if it's on my end or what, but I want to give it time to adjust just in case and see if the delay is from mine. I'm checking my connections. Okay. One of the things we talked about when you say it's time to reset your wellness, I was really in a stressed out place, as you well know,
mhm.
not sleeping well, not eating right, and I had even not exercised to my best level. And I was fortunate that I had a friend that offered me the opportunity to come spend a week and just relax and unplug. I turned off all my social media. I turned off my computer. I did nothing but relax. And I'm so grateful for that opportunity. And so I wanted you to, just share with everyone, why is it so important that in our business and personal lives, we do exactly that, take the reset.
Well, Brenda, first of all, let me say that I'm not fully back from vacation either. So to be here today is like it's kind of like we're working on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's a good example of what happens, but when it comes up to serving people and it's what we do, what we love, we show up and we do this. So to your point, one of the things that I really try to impress upon anybody that I work with and I live by myself is you show up in every area of your life. You show up in your personal life. You show up in your professional life. You show up as a leader, mentor, mom, wife, sister, whatever hat you wear, you show up, right? In some capacity. And so oftentimes I have found something that's consistent across the board, no matter who I speak with, who I'm coaching or mentoring, and even people I meet along the way, is what they don't realize is oftentimes they're showing up in deficit, right? So they, because they
Mm.
have to take that time to reset or reevaluate. So we're forcing ourselves to move forward on reduced energy and pumped up on caffeine, as you and I have talked about so many times.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I am a little bit today.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, we don't always show up in the fullness of our capacity until we take time to take a step back and say, hey, let me pause. Let me think about where I am and where I really want to go and reset so I can go forward, fully being my best self, being a better leader for those who you show up for daily, and being an example that they would truly want to follow. So
And
that's
you
why.
and you, and you know, you brought out the point that we're still both on vacation, but we're showing up today. And part of that is about how when you really do what you love, it doesn't feel like work. So today, coming on here very quickly just to share with others about the benefits of a reset didn't seem like work or even a departure from my vacation, because actually, quite frankly, being away for so long, I was starting to go through withdrawals. And so I was excited when you agreed to, even though you're on vacation as well, to come on here with me and talk about that. And that in itself is a dynamic of about making the shift to reset, um, in a way that works for you. Because
Yeah.
everybody can't, or Sean won't say can't, may not be willing to do
Hmm.
what it takes to actually reset.
Yes.
And so, with that, I'm going to start by sharing. You know, Dr. Denise, we talked about over the past month, I had started asking people 5 questions.
Hmm.
And these questions, I'm going to be asking people to the end of the year. There's some opportunities for people to join some events that I'm going to be holding around these particular 5 questions. And I'm going to show it right now. The first question that I've been asking people, Dr. Denise, which I think is so important for the reset, is what do you want?
Absolutely, that's really important. Yes, yes, yes.
And I say, what do you want? I want you to talk about that, because the importance of gaining clarity on what you want in your business life, your personal life, your financial life, your relationships,
Mhm.
your mental health and well-being, your wellness overall is so important.
Yes. So, and I'm glad you mentioned those other areas of life, because first of all, wellness isn't just about health, isn't just about working out. It is your finance. It is your relationship. It is your day to day life. How you live day to day in every aspect, professionally, personally, financially, relationally, spiritually as well. And so I'm glad that you brought those up, because those are pillars that I really work with my clients on. And so your first question actually is what I will be covering in an upcoming reset that I am starting for myself and those leaders who want to join along. Is really identifying what you want. So I won't go into here on how I will walk them through that, but that's something that anyone who is interested in joining me on the reset that's coming up here shortly in a few days is to start thinking about what is it that you really want. And when I ask that question, people typically default to a physical result, right? They
Mhm.
want to correct something outside of themselves, when really you should start within yourself and think about what it is that you want. What's beyond the physical improvement you want to make, because that it's important. Yes, it has its place, but it's also superficial, and I encourage people to think a little deeper on that question and answer it for themselves. There are no wrong answers with whatever you want, but at least have an idea. And at Wellness Mentors, we're here to guide you through going deeper on that, so you can really hone in on what's truly important and that aligns with your values. So that is something you should always start out with.
And then I'm going to go to the second question. Dr. Denise, once you know what do you want, I asked them, why do you want it?
Mm-hmm.
And why is so important. When you don't know your why, it's hard to stay consistent with what you say you want when times get hard. So I have been using the 7 layers deep to help my clients find out their why. Because oftentimes the first thing people say is really not what their main reason for doing what it is. As an example, I want to lose weight. I want to lose 30 pounds specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my why is simply that I want to be able to move better. I want to feel better. I want to look better. And so when I'm struggling to get out of my bed at 5:30 in the morning, I can rehash my whys, which will help me get my lazy behind up out that bed and move forward. What are your thoughts on the importance of the why?
Yes, your why, Brenda, I'm with you 100%. Your why is critically important, because if you want something and it's not connected to a why, and you don't understand why you want it and why it's important to you, and even how it fits into, your lifestyle, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to move forward on it, at least not for long, right? So they kind of, anybody who moves, I would like to believe anyone, I can't speak very well, anyone who moves forward in life on any subject in any area know why they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And no one else has to agree with their why, but at least you know it personally for yourself. Is you're able to, you know, stay motivated, stay on purpose, and keep forging forward. So yeah, knowing your why is very, very important, and it helps you overcome being a lazy leader.
It absolutely will. Once you have those two questions answered, Dr. Denise, my third question I ask them is, how does it benefit you?
Yeah.
Oftentimes we'll say we want to lose weight or get more money or have more influence, whatever it is,
Yes.
and we're not clear on how that will benefit us. For me personally, I know that it will benefit me to be able to really make the impact as a purpose driven leader
Hmm.
that I believe I'm capable of making. But sometimes when at my current weight and current lack of sleep, and when I was stressed out, I wasn't being my level best.
Yes.
So, understanding the benefits to changing my behavior, making the shift that would allow me to improve my wellness was critical for me being able to even do what I did today by being able to call you and say, hey, Dr. Denise, could you jump on with me for just a few minutes and let's talk about the reset?
Yes. How does it benefit you, Brenda? Is something that will also reveal to a person, and when they answer that question, is where they are on the readiness continuum spectrum. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and so some people may answer the first two and can't really answer how it benefits them deeply
Mm-hmm.
enough, and because they're still in the thinking level of continuum. They're still pondering, they're still contemplating it, right? They haven't gotten to a point where they really, really want to are ready to take that action. So answering that question again deeply and clearly for themselves can really help them move forward and catapult some of the levels on the continuum, the readiness continuum chart, to really just start forging forward and putting things into action. Because we can sit and plan and think about things all day, but unless you know why it's beneficial to you and being able to move forward, take the necessary actions, you'll still
Mm-hmm.
be stuck. Again, you'll still be stuck. So yeah.
Still be stuck. Which leads us to our fourth question.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Denise, how does it benefit others? One of
Oh.
the things that I know for sure is that when I show up as the best version of myself and
Mm-hmm.
I'm fully engaged and I'm feeling my best, I'm looking my best, I can have better outcomes for uh, the people that I say I want to support.
Yes. So, I believe in leading with transparency and integrity. I live by that principle, so I will share this. So, I've been on vacation for a little bit. Just got back from traveling to my mother's home country, and actually, my mother just left recently to go back to her home, and so she made a statement the other day about you don't see yourself when you're in pain.
Mm-hmm.
So because she was in my space, and just the way you move normally through your space, right? So if you're not accustomed to having other people around who see how you flow and how life is with you from day to day, they may not fully understand what you may be enduring. So when she made that statement, I thought to myself, wow, usually if I'm in pain, I retreat from others to get myself together. And I was in pain, after vacation, a lot while on vacation for various reasons that we can share here if we can. Um, but when she said that, I was like, wow, I think I retreat and I remove myself from others because what I'm feeling and experience should not affect you, right? I don't want that energy to affect you. And being someone who has lived with chronic pain for so long, and use different modalities to self-manage pain as well, exercise therapy, eating healthy, and watching what I put in my body, which I didn't fully do on vacation, which is why I ended up in pain, right? So when
Mhm.
she made that statement, because she saw me in pain a lot, practically every day for hours at a time, she would recognize I was in pain. And sometimes she would look at me and say, "Are you in pain?" And I would say, "Yes," when I thought I was masking it well. And so,
Mhm.
how does it benefit others? Is it allows you to show up fully and with the right attitude and energy that is infectious, and people want to follow and be around. And so
Mhm.
when she said that, I was like, wow, am I really engaging with my family and with others at a lower vibration, a lower energy level because I'm in pain? Do I just need to stop doing everything and go rest? Well, I
Mhm.
can tell you this, Brenda, that the reality is my body said you needed to rest. So I shut down, especially since being back, having to deal with allergies that I
Mhm.
didn't expect, and just the exhaustion from the traveling as well. And so it does affect others. So when you give yourself time to reset, people get the best of you. They get a more energetic you, a happier you. They get you with more clarity of mind and presence, which is really, really important. And as you know, being a veteran, being someone who also lives, deals with pain, chronic pain. And for those of you who may not know what chronic pain is, it's persistent pain. Okay, after the healing process, it's persistent pain. And so it really does affect you mentally, physically, energetically. And when you can manage that, reset, get back to your best self, oh my goodness, you're just, radiating life and energy that people really want to be around. So that's why resetting is another reason why resetting is very important.
And that leads us to the final question I've been asking myself and all my clients for the past month, and will continue to ask to the end of this year when we reset and get our new set of questions for the year. What are you willing to do to make it happen? Oftentimes we say we want to do something. For me, it's lose weight. So that meant I had to be willing to get up early so that I'm still able to do my daily assignments and also eat differently, show up differently in order to lose the weight I say I want to lose. And so, what I find is that oftentimes clients are resistant
Mm-hmm.
to doing what it takes. And I've been posting hashtag whatever it takes. Are you really willing to do whatever it takes to reach the goals and your desired outcome? What is your thoughts on that, Dr. Denise?
I 100% agree with you. What I have found is because leaders are so busy leading, they're so busy building businesses, taking on other people's things. They have to be mentally present for so many other areas of their lives when it comes to their health and wellness. They don't want to think. So
Yeah.
I've actually been told on numerous occasions, I don't want to think about it, just tell me what to do. And that's really
Mhm.
not how I function as a mentor and a coach, because if I do that for you now, you're not going to be willing to do it without being told. And taking control of your health and wellness, taking control of your life and leading your life, so you cannot be a lazy leader when it comes to your health and wellness, requires you to be willing to do something about it. So very, very important question to really think about, what actions they're really ready to take now, not in the future. And it really doesn't require a lot of big steps, right? So I hear you say you want to lose weight. in any private session, I would say, well, why? What's beyond what else is there besides the weight loss, right? Because
Hmm.
is it really just to lose weight, or is there other things connected to that desire? And so, what's the first thing that you can do that doesn't seem overwhelming so you could be on that path? Because a person could lose weight and not do it in a healthy way, right? Which is what
Absolutely.
I said that. And so knowing what you're willing to do now and get better and develop more, enhance it as you go along is really, really important.
And also it's being clear, like you said, sometimes when you get to a point of wanting to lose weight or learn a new task or do something different, you have to get with the root cause of what caused you to gain weight in the first place.
Yes.
What triggered the lack of movement in the first place? So, all of those things are things that we have dealt with in our private sessions. And I really appreciate the way that you do deep dives into, I say, my psyche, so that I can really not just put a band aid on it, but actually transform my behavior. Because as I talk to my own clients, I talk about the behavior of belief, because what you believe will dictate your actions, and
Yes.
then your actions will dictate your outcomes.
Yes.
Because I always tell people, if you are not willing to shift your mindset
Mhm.
surrounding the thing you say you desire, it's going to be really hard to get an outcome that aligns with what you're saying you want to do.
Yes.
And this reset for me was so important because I did a lot of the things that we talked about. I looked at, what did I want? Why did I want it? How does it benefit me? How does it benefit others? And what am I willing to do to make it happen, so that I can start making sure that I am taking the actions that will get my desired outcome. One of the things that I did while I was on vacation and resetting, Dr. Denise, was I actually began to explore my creative writing side more than I had before. And we've talked about how uh, you're a whole person. There's Brenda, and then there's the solutionist, and then there's Brenda the mom, Brenda the friend, Brenda the writer. And all of those different parts of me have
And
their
then
own place. And what were you saying?
and then some.
And then some. So, and also sometimes as women, we live in fear of people learning about those other parts of us. And
Mhm.
because I have you here and I feel like it's a safe place, even for those listening, I'm going to share something that I wrote that was done during my vacation.
Okay.
Uh, this is another side of me that people are going to start to hear about, because when you live unapologetically unstoppable, you don't worry about other people's concerns, which is something that you've told me the importance of, owning my identity in all parts of me. So I'm sharing this with you here.
Let's
It's
go.
called Surprise. Quite frankly, it was indeed all a pleasant blur. It was not our first time, yet I did not know what to expect. I knew it would be good, but I had not anticipated the thrill that was about to unfold. You see, I was too afraid to pay full attention the first time. This time, I wanted it more than I could tell you. I desired everything he had to offer, and I was sure I would not be disappointed. You see, the unbridled excitement as I waited to be served, yes, served, was driving me crazy as I watched him from a distance. Effortlessly, his slender, muscular body moved as he prepared to give me what I wanted. I had a clear view of him, and it was sometimes impossible to take my eyes off of him. What I saw made my mouth water. Watching him as I listened to the jazz music playing in the background was a delight. I found myself slowly gyrating as I became lost in the sounds, so lost I almost missed it when he suddenly began to move toward me. His perfectly manicured salt and pepper goatee and dazzling eyes made him easy on the eyes. Having enjoyed the skilled way he used his hands prior to this encounter, I was beside myself. It took everything within me to not squeal out in pure joy at his magnificent sight. He stood before me. His tall frame and poker face hid the pleasure he was about to bestow upon me. My body shivered as he filled my mouth with a beautiful, juicy thickness that made me moan without warning. My mind raced to comprehend the delicious taste that bombarded my senses. It was pure pleasure. I've had many burgers, but his fully loaded pretzel burger, perfectly seasoned steak fries, combined with his custom made lemonade with added lime was just a surprise. I needed to have the most pleasant lunch I have ever had in a very long time. I cannot wait until we have our next culinary interlude. Thank you, Sniper Chef.
Yes. I knew what you were referring to, but I swear, Brenda, the way you write that, wow.
Those are some of the things that on my reset I was able to do. I call them quickies. And
Okay.
it's something that's going to be coming up on a new blog that I'm starting just for those people that like that kind of writing and just enjoy the twist.
Mm,
Because sometimes we hide behind what people think, our perceived personas, because we're afraid of what other people are going to think.
mm,
But when you do a reset, it gives you the opportunity to, here we go again. What do I want? Why do I want it? How does it benefit me? How does it benefit others? And what am I willing to do to get it? And part of the thing that I'm willing to do to get to have my writing be placed out is to create the blog, compile the book I've been putting off for a while. And I want to say thank you to you and our fellow two comma mama who's not here today, Miss Mandeep Kerr, for giving me the courage to step outside of myself, step outside of my comfort zone, and begin to share my gifts with the world, even for, in spite of those people that will say, do you really want to do that? And here's the answer: yes, I do.
good, 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 good. Yes. And Brenda, and to that, first of all, congratulations on actually taking the step because I know sometimes it can be difficult to break away from the norm, right? Especially when you're settled into your routine. So kudos to you for doing that. And I said to you the other day because I'd requested a quick meeting for our mastermind,
Mm-hmm.
and you had shared an image of you getting into the pool. And
Mm-hmm.
I did not know you were on vacation, but when I learned of it, I was like, I wouldn't have been available either. So kudos to you for really unplugging, even though you were willing to show up in that moment. But had I known, I would not have even put the request out there. But kudos to you for unplugging. I'm sure your body appreciates you for it. I know that you feel better, you look better, you're radiant, and keep doing it. Keep scheduling those times to reset. Even if you need it sooner than you thought, make sure you do it. One of the things I would like the listeners to and viewers to really understand is you don't have to do this alone. And you don't have to achieve your goal or whatever it is that you want overnight. It's a wellness journey. It's a process, right? That you build into your current lifestyle. So it's not about, making 4 a.m. gym times and eating, salads all the time. No, it's not about that. It's about making um, healthy changes along the way that promote what it is that you say that you want in a way that's that promotes self-integrity as well. So this is an ongoing process of self-growth in our personal lives and putting ourselves at the top of the priority list, which oftentimes we kind of slide to the bottom in efforts to show up for everyone else and to be leaders in our industries and in our lives. And so that's the one thing I want them to know is you don't have to do this alone. That's why I'm here. That's why the other wellness mentors that I partner with are here. So I think that's really important to understand because people are looking for those quick, fast results. And it's like, this isn't about that. It's about having the momentum and the consistency of it so you're feeling good all the time or you're feeling better all the time and you're improving as time goes on. So
And for people that want to get information regarding your upcoming event, what do they need to do?
oh, for those who want to join me on the Reset Your Wellness, DM me on, I'm going to say on TikTok or Instagram. Just DM Ready to Reset. Just put that in the comments so I'll know that this is what you are referring to. And when the information is ready and you're serious about taking quick action, you can do that, because I am doing it for myself in a couple of days. And one of the reasons I decided to open it up to anyone who wanted to join is because I've heard from past clients who said, I wish I could do this with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have been very cautious about letting people, exercise with me or do anything with me, so to speak, because I've been on my journey for so long. And you may just be starting, or you may be restarting, having been away for a while. And so the levels are a little different. But what I want to make sure that this time I'm able to take people along with me, because a reset is a reset no matter what level
Mm-hmm.
you're at, right? And a wellness journey is a wellness journey no matter what level you're at. So I've reworked some things so I can take some people along on the journey with me who are willing to invest in themselves and be present with themselves, to say, hey, I now want to make myself a priority in my life. So yeah, DM me on Instagram, DM me on TikTok if you want to, reset your wellness journey with me here in the next couple days.
Well, Dr. Denise, I thank you once again for coming and joining me today on this Face It Friday, as we face the fact that a reset is something that all of us should take the time to build into our schedule. And I assure you, I will be building a continual reset in mind, because this break, when I took the time to totally unplug, was something I didn't think that I could do. But I know now it's something I should do on a regular basis, because sometimes we have to shut out the noise. And
Yes.
I am so thankful for your coaching, for your mentorship. And on this Face It Friday, I would just like to once again thank you for joining me today, and remind everyone out there that the choices that you make today will be the reality that you live tomorrow. So choose wisely. Be blessed, everyone, and we'll see you again soon.